we've got a wild one today. We're unpacking a viral story that's got everything: luxury, speed, and just absolute unfiltered confusion. We're talking about a brand new transit project that recently got totally roasted on late night TV, and oh boy, you'll see why. Let's just dive right into the madness.
So it all starts with this grand, sparkling promise. We were told we're getting America's brand new, absolute top-tier public transit project, the ultra-luxury high-speed train. I mean, sounds incredible, right? Everyone's expectations just immediately went through the roof. But the illusion shatters almost instantly. My co-host Alex actually asked me, hey, come on, is it at least faster than my home Wi-Fi? And I had to break it to him. No, Alex, it's not just slower than your Wi-Fi. It's slower than your Wi-Fi when someone else in the house opens up Netflix. Boom, hype leveled.
Now you might be thinking, okay, so if it's crawling at a snail's pace, it's got to be a budget-friendly ride, right? Which brings us to the single most dangerous question you could possibly ask about this thing. What is the one-way ticket price?
$40,000. Let that sink in for a second. For a one-way ticket. You heard that right. Guys, that's a down payment on a house. That is a literal car, just to get from point A to point B. Honestly, for 40 grand, I don't just want a seat. For that kind of money, I expect the train to literally sprout wings, fly me straight to my destination, and issue a formal, handwritten apology for my life choices along the way.
Our resident comedic expert, Dr. Ethan Blake, absolutely nailed it. He was practically yelling, listen, for 40K, I better get unlimited snacks, free deep psychological therapy, and a signed government apology. And frankly, I completely agree with the doctor on this one.
But Alex, being the optimist he is, chimes in and goes, wait, surely the inside of this thing justifies the price tag. What exactly do you get inside this luxury train? Because for $40,000, you're expecting gold trimmings, a personal butler, maybe a string quartet, right?
Well, the actual aesthetic is minimalist design. And we all know exactly what minimalist translates to in corporate speak, right? It means we didn't actually buy any furniture, but we're going to dim the lights and pretend it's art.
You might be hoping for that sleek, clean vibe you get when you walk into an Apple store. Instead, what you actually get is the vibe of an empty, abandoned warehouse. But, you know, with ambition. It's basically just a giant metal tube that echoes every single time you breathe.
At this point, Dr. Blake pops back in, totally panicked, like, okay, forget the Apple Store vibes and the plush seating. Let's get down to basic biological survival here. Do they at least have food and water on board?
Nope. They have vibes. I am not kidding. Physical sustenance has been entirely replaced by an abstract atmosphere. You are literally paying $40,000 for the theoretical aura of a turkey sandwich.
The official policy for hungry passengers is, and I quote, if you're hungry, just manifest it. Just picture this. You're sitting in your ambitious rolling warehouse, absolutely starving, just closing your eyes real tight and trying to mentally conjure a bag of pretzels into existence. So, celebrity guest Victor Hayes raises a highly logical point. He says, okay, it's insanely expensive, it's totally empty, and you're gonna starve. But the whole pitch was about speed, so is it at least fast?
Well, that depends entirely on its confidence. Yes, the velocity of this multi-million-dollar engineering marvel relies completely on self-esteem instead of, actual physics. If the train is feeling good about itself today, maybe you'll hit 60.
Which led Logan Carter to step in and ask a very fair, very grounded question. Wait a minute, can we even legally call this a bullet train anymore?
The answer is no. It is basically a motivational speech on wheels. It's a rolling self-help seminar. You definitely won't get to your destination quickly, but hey, you'll arrive feeling like you really tried your best, right?
And just to put the absolute cherry on top of this beautiful disaster, our tech guy Chris Walker just yelled from the back, hey, the system is already showing delays. The thing hasn't even fully processed its own existence yet, and it's delayed. I'm sorry, but for a $40,000 ticket, you don't just sit there and tolerate a delay. You demand early arrival and emotional compensation. You better invent time travel to get me there before I even left my house, and pay me damages for making me wait in your weird, ambitious warehouse. Producer Jordan Miles was just telling me off camera that viewers watching this unfold at home are just completely baffled. Everyone's asking, how did this happen? Who exactly approved the budget for vibe-based catering?
But you know what? From a corporate standpoint, mass viewer confusion just means the branding strategy is operating at 100% efficiency. If you don't understand it, well, you're obviously just not enlightened enough to appreciate the minimalist genius of it all.
Ultimately, the lesson of this bizarre luxury failure is simple. If a train ride costs more than an entire vacation, it better not feel like a waiting room. So I leave you with this. Would you ever pay 40 grand to sit in an empty room and manifest a snack at 30 miles per hour, or has modern luxury finally gone completely off the rails? Keep that in mind the next time you see a high-end rebrand. Thanks for joining The Explainer, and we will see you next time.